Great hustle. Oh, look at Clarkson from way downtown. Goodness gracious. Well, he made that one from Los Angeles.
How many shots like this one have you seen on FIBA courts? For Jordan Clarkson in a Philippines jersey, that's casual business. He played in 2 qualifier games for them last summer, and you could make a top 10 highlight reel from those alone. Half-court buzzer beaters, one-legged Nowitzki fadeaways, you name it. But can this laid-back NBA style of basketball, where insane pace and ISO plays are the 2 main things, help the hosts of the World Cup surprise everyone? Let's analyze their chances to reach the playoffs.
Clarkson launches it from just inside half court and he makes it. Unbelievable, Jordan Clarkson.
One of the shortest nations in the whole world was never among the basketball giants, but the country's love for the game has been unmatched. So after winning the bid to host the biggest event in sport, they are hoping for something more than just a participation. A record crowd of 55,000 people is expected to cheer them on in their opening game against the Dominican Republic. So you can expect Jordan Clarkson and the company to try to get into a rhythm early, offering crazy pace. Because that's just how the Philippines like to play, and there's nothing wrong with that. It actually is their only way to achieve something in the World Cup. Hear me out. Clarkson, whose mother is from the Philippines, is the biggest hope for the country. The Utah Jazz player is one of those guys who I prefer to call a professional scorer. Not just a pro player, but a pro scorer. Nothing seems forced, and getting a bucket is like the easiest thing in the world to do for him. Clarkson's bag of tricks is as deep as anyone's in the NBA, and that's why he's a perfect player for the Philippines, who lack huge individual talents.
Here's Clarkson. He's not going to miss, is he?
Exactly for this reason, playing fast is their best bet, because when they wait, the opponents can set up their defensive traps and force the ball out of Jordan's hands. Despite shooting wide open, it isn't a given his teammates will succeed. The majority of them struggled to convert on kick-out passes from Clarkson, with a couple of shots not even grazing the rim. Will the pressure of the home court advantage be helpful or not? In any case, that's a smart tactic, but you don't need to be a genius to realize it. If Lebanon and Saudi Arabia implemented it last summer, don't be surprised to see much more of this when the best teams in the world will face the hosts. The outcome of these free shots will have a huge impact of how far will the Philippines advance. However, in transition, the story is completely different. The Philippines try to push the tempo even after allowed baskets, much like NBA teams do. Having Clarkson obviously helps. How many can execute this in and out behind the back dribble as smoothly as him without losing the speed?
Here he comes. Clarkson goes behind his back, and the lob! Much more like it!
Or pull up like Carmelo Anthony in the transition with a defender in his grill. When he is in attack mode so early, we witnessed moves that usually are seen only in videos from summer practices. In and out dribble smoothly transitioning to a one-handed scoop layup is another proof of it. Yes, he isn't perfect either. Every once in a while there will be a lost ball, over dribble, or an air ball. To be honest, the last two usually go together. But attacking quickly allows the Philippines to have a positive offense, especially in the empty corner. Here, a pick and roll involves their 2 best players, Clarkson and Kai Sotto. The duo has all the space on one side of the court to operate, leaving the opposing defenses in question. How do we cope with this? But let's leave the possible defensive strategies for the enemies. Other times, if it's not a fast break or an early empty corner pick and roll, I don't fancy Clarkson arriving with the ball in his hands. It leaves the host predictable and easier to defend. Instead, what I would like to see more is this nice scheme with decoy action before getting into the main movement for the star guard. More people touch the ball, and it's harder to be ready when it's Clarkson's turn. A zoom situation in the end forces the defender to cut under the first screen. Jazz guard reads it well and then serves up a timely pass.
Clarkson, nice little dump inside, turns down his own.
The hosts are in a somewhat favorable situation to make some noise. In the group stage, the Gilas will face Italy, Dominican Republic, and Angola. Getting 2 wins won't be a walk in the park, and Clarkson has to be historic with his performances. 30-point games probably won't be enough, and that's why putting him in the best possible situation to score is important. This is another set where Jordan gets the ball already in advantage. Help has to come, dominoes start falling, and despite missing a wide open Kai Sotto under the basket, Malonzo scores. Obviously, nobody wins alone in basketball. Clarkson is no Michael Jordan. He will need help from others. Kai Sotto and Dwight Ramos come to my mind as second and third options. Unfortunately, there are concerns about whether these two will be in game shape. Soto's participation was in doubt because of his back issues, while Ramos has also been dealing with some health problems. Soto can give an occasional post-up play to allow Clarkson to rest, while Ramos should be the #1 threat on the perimeter after the NBA guard. The man in the middle, Soto, will be challenged in pick and rolls though. If opposing teams are smart, and they're probably going to be, they will target Clarkson and Soto defensively as much as possible. Getting them tired would mean lowering the opponent's field goal percentages. Soto isn't fast enough laterally to execute hedges or switch onto high-caliber guards on the perimeter, but getting a shot off in the paint over him isn't comfortable.
In the middle, great defense by Soto.
Ramos, on the other hand, could be the guy the Philippines lean on when Clarkson sits, although that's highly not recommendable. Dwight's quickness allows him to create opportunities for himself at the rim and sometimes even call his own number in late clock situations. I thoroughly enjoyed this sidestep back three, but can he do that against Dominican Republic or Italy? I guess we'll have to just wait and see. If they want to shock the world, beating Angola and the Dominican Republic won't be enough. We wouldn't call that a shock, would we? A pleasant surprise more so. But eliminating either Italy or Serbia, no, that's a stunner. However, there is a major issue standing in front, and that's the host defense. Clarkson himself has never been known as a lockdown defender. Soto can protect the paint but has slow feet. Their team defense, that's a red flag to me. They look to force everybody to their weak left hands, but all we get is a mental breakdown here and a straight highway to the rim. Obviously, with more practices together under the belt, it should improve, but will it be enough?
Helpless basketball, but the defense is matching. Tough defense from the Philippines.
To compensate for defensive issues, Filipinos will throw a spontaneous full-court double team, attempting to catch the ball handlers off guard and ignite chaos on the court. Fast game is what they want to achieve, and this is one way to do it. Also, it is an ideal way to steal some time of opponent's possession. Less time means fewer situations where they can mess something up defensively. Looking at the big picture, your doubts about the Philippines are all true. They lack height, talent, the fundamentals of boxing out the opponents, you name it. But one thing is for sure, you can't take away the love for the game from the Philippines fans and the passion from its players. They will dive on the floor for loose balls, they will scramble around the court like crazy, they will fight for position and make it hard for you to receive the basketball on the low block. The host might forget about the court balance when going for offensive rebounds in 4, but somehow it'll end up in a dunk a few seconds later.
Yes, but they turn it over, and it's going to lead to an Aguilar two-handed rim rocker.
And with Jordan Clarkson displaying his full offensive prowess, the shocker could be in the books. Extremely difficult, but not impossible. Let's see if their NBA playstyle could help them achieve it.
Three is missed. The pass from Clarkson. The dunk from Soto.
Tell us your opinions about the Philippines in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed the breakdown, and I'll see you in another one in a couple of days.